If you're not scared shitless at least 2 times a day, you're not thinking big enough. Who said that, babes?
You.
Andy Harrington. One of the things I've been playing with recently is when you're making decisions about business or kind of life really, you pretend that you're controlling somebody else's body and you're making the decisions for them. Because when you're coaching someone, it's really easy to push them to do things that they wouldn't have ordinarily done and to make them think bigger. But when you're actually being the person who's doing it, it's a lot harder because there's all the stuff that's involved. So if you just act as if you're controlling someone else, you're pulling their strings, but it's you, then it'll force you to think bigger, it'll force you to do what you know you should be doing. What do you think about that, babes?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, she agrees. The Team Kit Kat is at the Four Seasons Hotel in Hampshire, and this video is all about play a bigger game. That tree is thinking bigger. He's snapped and he's like, that's not gonna hold me back. I'm just gonna grow out. And he's just going for it. So how do you start doing this? Well, number one is to stop thinking that you're in any way inferior to the people who are already playing a bigger game. We're all just humans at the end of the day. When they go to the toilet, they're exactly the same as you. When they have a shower, they're exactly the same as you. And it's really easy to idolize people or think that they have something fundamentally that you don't. But actually, quite a lot of the time, the only variable is a bit of knowledge and then the willingness to actually go for it. Step number 2 is to plan as if your limitations don't exist. So when you are coaching your consultancy client, i.e. yourself, the plan that you're going to put together for them assumes that there are absolutely no limitations to their achievement, to their desire, or to their work ethic. What's step 3, babes? Commit and decide the price that you're willing to pay. You can't achieve anything, you can't play at a bigger game unless you're willing to pay a price. And the top players are typically paying the heaviest price. But if it's something that you really want to go for, then it's something that you're going to have to do. Step number 4 is to decide the smaller games that you're no longer willing to play. It's really difficult to play a bigger game if you're playing a whole bunch of really small games. So if you're spending your time going to the shops all day, if you're spending your time 3 hours a day on Twitter, well, that's a small game that you're getting really good at, and it won't leave you any time to have a play at the big game. It's the analogy of the rocks and the sand in the glass. You taught me that one, babes.
Did I?
Yeah, so if you've got rocks and you've got sand and you want to put them all in a glass, you've got to put the big rocks in first and then you put the sand around it. If you start by putting the sand in the glass first, you'll have no space for the big rocks.
Right.
Step number 5 is to look out for the following voices. I'm not going to achieve that, but I never really expected to anyway. That was crazy. Well, this is making it okay to quit, and it's a sign that you've set a goal that you never really believed in. You haven't really visualized achieving it, so it's totally pointless. The other voice to watch out for is, I'm actually pretty happy in my current situation. I'm actually happy playing a smaller game. I don't really think that I need to push myself any further than I currently am. This is your fear talking, and it's kind of trying to push you out of actually taking the risk and committing to playing a bigger game. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because if you're not hearing that voice, then it's an indication that you're not actually thinking big enough. You should be scared and it should intimidate you a bit. But what you can't do is bow to that fear and listen to that voice. Final step is to surround yourself with people thinking beyond their current situation. All this stuff is like a muscle, and without training, it withers. Here's the thing, babes, you're going to be shocked to know you don't build muscle in McDonald's. If you hang around in McDonald's all day, you are not going to be ripped at 4% body fat. So if you're spending your life in a mental McDonald's surrounded by people thinking purely about their day-to-day, how can you possibly expect to grow? You build the most muscle by being the smallest person in the gym. I've been the smallest person in the gym before, and it elevates you because you look around, you see all these beasts and you think, wow, I really need to step up my game. Because what's normal for you, all of a sudden the threshold of normality is increased. What's normal for you is no longer the person on the street. What's normal for you is the beasts in the gym. So if you see someone benching like double what you're used to benching, then you're like, whoa, all of a sudden my personal best is nowhere near good enough. I need to push myself, and you start pushing yourself because it becomes normal for you. And it's exactly the same with thinking big. You can't possibly elevate yourself. Well, you can, but it's a lot more difficult to elevate yourself if you're around people who are thinking small. So here I think are some little ways that you can start to elevate yourself and get around bigger players. So we've come out here to the hotel. It's called the Four Seasons in Hampshire. It's amazing, but we come to places like this to push ourselves and to reset our limits on what's normal. But there's a really simple little hack that you can do, because the other part is the thing in your brain that says, I deserve this. It's just when you're booking a hotel, book somewhere slightly nicer than you ordinarily would.
And nicer than your own home.
And nicer than your own home, because what you're doing is you're setting an expectation to yourself, which is, I deserve the best. And whilst it might feel like an expense, actually it can be an investment over time, because what you're doing is helping you think bigger, and it's helping establish to yourself what acceptable is and what isn't acceptable. If you stay in a place where the people around aren't thinking big, well, you know, you're saying I'm one of this. Whereas if you stay somewhere where we've bumped into some people today, haven't we, babes? Mm-hmm. Don't think we should say, but some people, and if you find yourself like in those situations, and all of a sudden it's like little things in your day-to-day life where you have to make a decision, and you can either make a big decision or you can make a little decision. If there's like some subconscious belief in there that you're like, I'm a 5-star person, like my life is 5-star, then you'll make the big decision. If your life is, I'm a 2 or 3-star person, my life is 2 or 3-star, then you're going to make the small decision, because you've already decided in your head that everything goes through that lower quality filter. Donald Trump, regardless of what you say about his politics or his policies or what an absolute knob he is, he thinks bigger than anyone, right? He'll put his name on a skyscraper. Well, maybe the only difference between him and mere mortals is that he's willing to put his name on a skyscraper, whereas everyone else is just limited to they won't even put their name on their house, because they're like, well, that looks arrogant. Whereas he's like, I'm the best. But he's made that his reality, so fair play to the lad. So Exposure Ninja's going to start a marketing mastermind. This is going to be the sickest, top-end, elite clients that we have, the most switched on, most ambitious, most aggressive businesses who are spending a significant amount of money and time and energy on digital marketing. Very small group. We're going to meet at some really super awesome places and share what's working for us, the stuff that we would never publish, the stuff that we always keep to ourselves. It'll be a closed door thing, no recordings made, just super elite, really good fun, good quality, excellent, big players. Keep your eyes open. If you're not signed up to our dojo, then go to exposureninja.com and put your email address in anywhere that will accept your email address, and we'll let you know. Keep your eyes on social media as well. Be happening sometime in June 2019. Very small number of places available, and it's going to be very expensive because we only want the absolute best. So keep your eyes open and talk to you soon.